I have no idea how the sound balance is going to be.
Hopefully I'm audible.
Hopefully you're audible.
Wait a sec, I'll check. Alright, can I tell you?
Hmm? Okay,
It says raise Discord on your mic a bit.
raise Discord and my mic. I'll turn down game sound instead. Hopefully this is better.
Is that any better?
I might have to turn Scent up because Scent is...
I'm me. I mean, you're just gonna have to turn me up, Kirby. I'm sorry.
Talk more.
Sure. I'm just gonna keep talking for a few
Okay,
minutes.
that's Scent at 200%.
Hopefully it's good enough.
Hopefully 200% is good enough. At the very least, it's not like there's much to delay. There's another, like, 20 minutes to be on schedule, and there's one more run after this, so...
And it's mine.
And it's yours.
Yeah, we're a little ahead of schedule, which is surprising, and also, I mean, we hit the goal yesterday, which is mind-blowing.
Yeah, it's pretty great. Thanks again to everyone who donated and everyone who watched and supported and everything.
Alright, looks like Hack Spam's ready for us, Krimmy, so
They're giving me the go.
whenever you give them a countdown.
All right. Let's reset the game. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so this is MegaMari, Toho Mega Man fan game. We go to Chirno first because she is a total chump, and if anyone told you otherwise, they're probably stupid.
I thought she was the strongest.
Nah. Anyway, so Chirno comes first in the route because of she takes double the normal damage from the Buster, so she's a pretty obvious candidate to go first. Plus, her stage is not very it doesn't get much better with other weapons. You can bust her through the stage just fine, so she's a really good candidate to start with. As far as the game itself, pretty basic. You got walk, you got shoot, you got jump. No fancy charge busters, no fancy movement tech, just basic Mega Man platforming. The particular gimmick with this game is that there's two characters. You haven't seen the second one yet. You can actually switch between the two at any time. Okay. I really didn't want to die there. You could actually do that really easily with a damage boost and lose like half a second, but I gotta go for the full-time saves. I mean, if you got Krimmy playing MegaMari and he's not going for full-time saves, why have you got him playing MegaMari? Alright, so this is Chirno. She takes 20 damage from Buster. Every boss has 280 HP. It's a lot like Mega Man 28, except multiplied all by 10. Alright, that was actually a pretty good Chirno fight.
So as you can see, each of the characters has their own different kind of buster. Marisa has kind of more of a traditional Mega Man buster, fires, single shots, do a little more damage. Alice shoots out a laser that can pierce enemies and go through certain pieces of collision. So, like Chirno has an attack where she can block Marisa's shots, but Alice can shoot right through them.
Okay, so the second stage, Aaron's stage, we're mostly going in weakness order here. There will be probably 2 exceptions to the weakness order, possibly 1 if things go really weirdly, but yeah, this is the second stage in the route. It's not a very good stage for casual players. So here we have the Rumia enemies, which will darken the room. So if you're not familiar with the stage layout, you can just start falling in the pits at this point. Hopefully I don't start falling in the pits. Okay. Yeah. There's a fairy down at the bottom of the screen. I use it as a visual cue to know when to jump. These sisters, the Prism River sisters, are kind of like Sniper Joes. They shield when they're not shooting, and then they're vulnerable when they're shooting. That shield is really annoying, and they have lots of HP, so I don't think there's a single Prism River sister that we kill on the run. They're just usually going to be walked past and take damage if necessary.
Not only does each character have, unique attacks, they also have unique
health bars. If either character dies, you lose a life and go back to the last checkpoint. But this often means that whichever character will not be fighting whatever boss is at the end of the stage, they will generally be used as a meat shield for the entirety of a stage. This is the other reason why you don't do this stage casually, because there is a lot of flying bunnies here, and if you don't know the route through this, then you just get swarmed and knocked into holes. So, as you can see here, Marisa is on low HP, and that is because Alice is going to be fighting this boss. Who is we? We is me. And maybe hope is not lost if he didn't die. I don't know, I haven't seen him play the game in a while. Pretty good Aaron pattern there. So, yeah, each character has their separate weapons, and when you beat a boss, they drop that orb item, and whichever character picks up the orb is the character that gets a weapon from each boss. So, because there are 8 bosses and 2 weapons from each boss, there's 16 weapons total, but you only get 8 of them throughout the playthrough. As a general rule, the weapons picked up per character are the ones that provide the most DPS for bosses, because we gotta go fast. The most damage, I should say. So that laser attack, it has that long distance and piercing, and in exchange for that, it, for the most part, does half damage. That's not the right switch. But if you actually hit with the point-blank part of the laser, it actually deals as much damage as Marisa's Buster. So here, Marisa has max HP right now. The main reason for that is actually so that there's a lot of enemies in this room, and it's to minimize how much health refilling I get if I end up getting item drops. Except that one happens like right at the end of the room after you've taken all of the damage, so it doesn't really matter at that point. Yeah, you know which weapons to get by watching a speedrun. For the most part, you're not really screwed if you pick up the wrong weapon. There's just a reason later on that you don't want to give all of your weapons to one character. And there's like 1 or 2 weapons where the weapon quality is very heavily lopsided in the favor of one weapon.
I'll point out the worst example when we get there.
Didn't die to Yogi blocks. That was my second big please don't die here moment. Okay. so Alice has low HP. Hopefully I don't get hit. Oh no. Oh no. Yuko, what are you doing? Yuko! Oh no. Okay, that is Yuko. She can do that to your run.
I have never seen her do that. That's impressive for me.
So, as you can see there, one of Yuko's weapons is the shield. That is actually the weapon you get if you give it to Alice. That is not the weapon we were taking, because this one's way better. Although the shield is still really good. Alright. Anyone else a fan of rabbit sacks? Okay, so this boss here is one of the exceptions to the weakness order. If I had gotten a frame-perfect RNG glitch, which involves a giant weapon drop and a one-frame pause in the second stage, I would be doing this stage later, but I did not get that, so unfortunate. So the reason this stage is being done now, even though I don't technically have the weakness for it, I'm not happy about those 2 extra hits, by the way, is because the meteor weapon... Oh, I totally did not talk about how bad the meteor weapon is. The meteor weapon is a soft weakness for this fight that's going to be coming up here. The proper weakness for Raisin defeats her in 5 hits, but the meteor defeats her in 7. So it's still pretty good. And I am delaying the stage in the proper weakness order so that I can get the broom first. Yeah, so this is a butterfly stream. Oh, okay. The game tried to give me that drop. That's one of the scariest drops you can get. If you get an item drop there, you can very easily just walk into spikes. But I hesitated a little bit because I knew it was going to happen.
For me, avoiding the JRTA tradition of getting item dropped.
Yeah. Getting item dropped, yes. Alright, so this is the meteor, which you saw in the last boss fight as well. This shot, it just aims like 2 feet behind you, and that is where it's going to hit. And you have to know how to use that to get it to hit things. And it's really awful for casual players. Oh, come on. It's really awful for me too, apparently. Okay,
also...
Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, so after the boss is dead, their shots can still kill you,
Yes.
and double KOs are not in your favor.
Yes. Well, they're not in your favor except for one exception, but we'll get to that later. Okay, so that weapon I just got is the Psycho Missile, which it shoots a pretty impressive missile, and then when the missile hits, it causes an explosion that lingers around and deals damage. The thing about that weapon is that it's not too much more useful than a Buster, so it's actually not going to see a lot of use in the run. What is important that we got from that, though, is that 4 bosses have been defeated, which means that the broom is now in my inventory. The broom, obviously, you know, an item 2 rush jet kind of thing. And we're gonna see some fancy things happening with this. First off, right here. So what just happened there is that the floor of the room above was not loaded, so I could jump through the floor, but the ladder was. And since I can grab the ladder, I can transition the screen to go up there anyway. Hopefully I get the other fancy broom trick here. Yeah, okay. And that one there, when you align the broom with the floor and stand on the broom will collide with the floor and then disappear. And when it does that, it just drops you through the floor because it decides, oh, the broom is gone, you need to fall through it, and then you just end up falling through the floor because the broom is aligned with the floor. Mauve getting technical on me. That's Reimu. Her balls are very dangerous. They deal 10 damage each out of 28 HP. You really do not want to get hit by too many of those. And at the end of the fight, she'll just start spamming them. So playing that casually, especially if you're trying to Buster Duel her, can be very dangerous. That is what Mauve is.
They block your Buster shots, too.
Yeah, they block your Buster shots. Which is especially dangerous for Buster Dueling. Alright, this is, I hope I don't die here, part number 3. So there's a boat there, and we don't care. I am taking a billion hits right now. Not supposed to be taking a billion hits. I'm supposed to take 2? Okay. Yeah, so, either by coincidence or by design, you can actually just ride the broom the entire way across that. You never have to wait for the boat at all, aside from walking across it, just like the length of the boat. And you can make that flight as long as you jump off the broom at the end. And if you mess up either... I forgot to switch character. Okay, supposed to switch character there so that Alice takes the damage. But I'm getting caught up in my commentary, and... yeah. Zed should have taken away my keys. Don't let friends commentate and play video games. Or let them. I mean, if it's a better watch, then let them, but... Alright, so... hopefully this boss does not wreck me, but this boss doesn't mess around. There were a bunch of health drops along the way, and I just took all of them because I really don't feel like risking anything for the marathon. Okay, so this is Yomu, often compared to Quickman in just how ridiculous she is. She's kind of jumps all over the place. These green slashes do lots of damage and block shots. Okay, she's dead. And it's just all around bad times. So I could have fought her with her weakness. Oh, yeah, she's the other exception to the weakness order. I could have fought her with her weakness, but her weakness is a time stop weapon, and that, in my testing of this, I personally found that fighting her in a Buster Duel was generally about 5 seconds faster. That's too high. Generally about 5 seconds faster than fighting her with her weakness. What I tried to do there, the reason I dropped a broom, is I tried to do the broom clip trick again, and it would save about 3 seconds of walking around that overhang, but didn't quite get it, so just walked around it.
Yomu is probably the only weapon choice in the game where there is no choice even casually. If you were to give that to Marisa, she would get Ghost Cutter, which shoots out a little sword projectile. It bounces off of everything, does no damage, has no energy, and it's the worst thing in the game.
Yeah, so this weapon is a very useful weapon. It's incredibly powerful. It one-shots most enemies. Well, I shouldn't necessarily say one-shots, but it hits multiple times and then kills things in one cast of it. And it surrounds you. The only weird thing about that weapon, about the rolling slash that I was using, is it can only be used in midair, but that is not really a handicap at all. You just do short hops and it works just fine.
It's kind of like topspin if topspin was amazing.
That's a good analogy. Fly across this room here because the ladder is at the top of the screen and don't want to go down and back up. And how could you pass up Satsuko Alice? Yes. Okay, so earlier from Reimu, we got the balls. And that was a really good Remelia fight. So the balls do that bouncing thing across the ground, and they're pretty powerful, and I totally neglected to talk about how the stairs in that stage are the worst room in the game, but the ball is the best weapon when there are enemy balls, because your balls just beat enemy balls. Please don't quote too much of this out of context. Here, we're going to ignore the Gatekeeper again, because she's useless. Okay, apparently not totally useless. Apparently not useless, oh my god. So, the weapon I just got, the red magic, I am just bumping into everything, that's not really good. It shoots a large bullet and a trail of red magic that persists and deals damage. And that would actually kill the Gatekeeper in one shot, but that requires a weapon menu, so I don't do that. Speaking of weapon menus, I actually really like the weapon menu in this game. So, you know, there's the pause menu, which you have to use to switch through your weapons. There's no, like, LR weapon switching. LR weapon switching wouldn't really make sense with this game anyway, because the two-character nature of the game. But I just got hit by that Crusher. I am getting really low HP here. I might actually... I'm just gonna take the mushroom, I don't care. Okay. But the menu is incredibly responsive, and you can menu as fast as you want. It's ridiculous. Like, if you watch the tasks of this game, the tasks is, like, it's almost like they just have LR weapon switching. It's stupid how fast you can menu in this game. And, so that's really important for getting fast times in this game.
Now, if you're particularly observant, you might have noticed there was a staircase going down at one point in that level, and thinking, well, where does that reconnect with the upper path? It doesn't, that's just a pit.
Yeah, it's probably some unused part of the stage that just ended up getting cut. You can actually get down there using the broom clip, but if you go down there, you just die. Okay, so there we got the time stop weapon. It freezes time for about, I think it's about 4 seconds, and throws knives across the screen. And it's actually pretty good, but it doesn't have a lot of weapon energy, so it's not very spammable. As, you know, a time stop weapon shouldn't really be spammable.
So it just so happens with the usefulness of the items that we wind up giving 5 weapons to Marisa and 3 to Alice. After you beat any 4 stages, Marisa gets the broom. But if you give 4 weapons to Alice, she actually gets her own special weapon, and it's not very good.
It's not very good. I think the weapon get animation for that is another wasted 3 seconds. That might be entirely wrong. I timed it a long time ago, and it's been a long time since I've played this game seriously. By the way, this was Castle Gate, or as we tend to call it now, Mario Maker, where they just drop a bunch of enemies at the front of the stage, and here you go. Little required broom right there. Thank you, Hagspam. I'm going to start just because it's from my buddy Hagspam. Thanks, friend. I'm just going, and I have no idea what I have and haven't talked about. So I haven't died yet. No, I haven't died yet, so I'm gonna walk past the extra life here. Save. I don't know how much time that saves to walk away from that life, but see ya. Yeah, could be using the time stop here, but I really don't feel like changing weapons over to time stop, and you don't need it, so yeah.
The task gets to end that segment by broom clipping through the right in the final room, which is really cool, but just not viable.
It's really cool, but you have to use the time stop to slow down the lasers, and if you miss the broom clip, then you can't try it again because the laser will block your way. By the way, this is the worst boss in the game, both casually and speedrun. Although it's not really difficult to speedrun, but it's really easy to lose time. Ah, come on! I hate this boss. Okay, so yeah, the thing that was happening there is I was trying to position myself so that I could get all of the hits I need before she teleports away, but it's incredibly precise. I've messed around with all kinds of methods of timing it or mashing it, and I just cannot have it consistent right now. It really bothers me, but that's Yukari. As you can see, it's kind of if you look at it, it's you don't want to be in that fight casually. It can take forever if you don't know how to fight it. Yeah, I don't remember when's the last time I saw myself 2-cycle that either. By which I mean it was probably sometime earlier today in practice, but I don't remember. I'm just glad that I haven't died yet. The game tried! I knew it was coming! The game tried real hard. That is the AGDQ death. Okay, so I ran this game in AGDQ 2013. And that was my one death. There was a health drop right there. And it ate my jump, and I fell into the hole. And I knew it was going to come back. I was just like, calm down for a second. Wait for the item to come. Alright, got the medicine jump. That is... It feels really good. I don't know how impressive it looks, but it's really easy to just end up getting hit and falling down instead. Alright, got those 2 ladder drops. So, I think every time you do one of those things where you drop off a ladder and jump up again, it saves half a second each time. Ooh, I'm gonna take that. Okay. So, I did not get hit the correct direction. I have not talked about damage boosts in this game. So, when you play Mega Man, generally the way the Mega Man engines work is if you get hit, you will be knocked back in whatever direction you're not facing. So, if you want to be boosted a certain direction, you just turn around and it'll knock you in whatever direction. In this game, damage boosts do not care what direction you're facing. It only cares... Oh, are we gonna get the 3-cycle here too? Damage boosting in this game only cares about the angle of the attack toward your sprite, and that determines whether. Okay, no 3-cycle. That determines whether you get knocked left or right. So if you get hit by a bullet that's coming at you from the right, you will get hit left, regardless of what direction you're facing. That boss there is a potential random time loss. She requires 14 hits to be killed, has 1 pattern where you can get 6 hits, and 2 patterns where you can get 8. So, in most of those combinations of 2 patterns, you can get all 14 hits in, but if you get the 6 hit pattern twice, then you just lose a cycle. Also, shout
Now
out to...
for something we think you'll completely enjoy.
Yeah, this stage is probably like the scariest overall stage to run. There's a lot of holes, and it's just really easy to just... Yo! Well, I'm getting good RNG with the brooms, at least. So throughout this entire stage, I'm actually keeping an eye out for broom drops. I probably don't actually need to pick up anymore, but so that I can fly over some really annoying stuff. I had max HP, it didn't matter. I'm just like knowing where all of the item drops are going to be. Okay, so that's pretty much the one use of the time stop weapon in stages. There were some fuzzballs there that are in the way, and they put up electric fields for a moment. And if they do that, then you just have to wait until they turn off their electricity. But if you use the time stop, then you can get past them before they do that. There have been, let's see. Alright, so this is, the clone Marisa. And so you beat her up like that, and then she decides that she needs help, so she uses a super mushroom. Where am I? Okay. Don't die. Okay. I got a little scared there, but got out of it alive, barely. I'm completely losing track of everything I'm trying to say now.
So if you didn't notice, Marisa was alone.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. I went through that entire stage and never mentioned that Marisa was alone. Yeah, so for whatever unknown reasons, because the plot never tells you, but the 2 characters decide to split up for those 2 stages, for that stage and for this one. So in this one, you can see I actually teleported in with Alice because Alice is alone. And thankfully, we actually get to skip the most annoying part of this stage because there's a teleporter right here that just skips you to the checkpoint. And in the previous room to the left, there is a bunch of flying bunnies like these and pits, and it's not fun times. But there's a teleporter, so we just go. Coming up here, there is a secret embedded in the left wall. Even though it doesn't look like there's a floor here, there is, and you can come into here and pick up this, which is a mega tank that fills up both characters' HP meters and weapon meters, all of them. So that'll be used before the boss rush. Spoilers, there's a boss rush. This is actually the stage I wanted to idle in at the beginning of the stream, but before I decided to... By the time I decided I wanted to idle in this room, Cyron's run was already too far in, and I didn't want to...
Nice boat!
Thank you. I decided that I would just take the time to, mentally prepare myself for the run, rather than playing through the first 3 stages of the castle to get to this point to listen to the music. Alright, so this run is officially a good marathon run. No unintentional deaths to this point, and a boat. As much as I joke about the boat is actually a good pattern because it means that Shikieki isn't doing anything else. And getting hit means that you're not hitting her. So take some damage boosts through this room. and then Mega Tank. Refills our HP, and then fills up the broom to ride across here. Perfect pixel. So just fly across the gatekeepers there. What's her name? I just keep calling her the gatekeeper. I don't remember her name. Do you remember her name, Sam?
Krimmy, are you trolling, or did you actually forget?
Trolling, come on. But...
I'm sorry, I just woke up.
Well, at least you woke up before your run. I was hoping she was going to give me the good pattern. So the best pattern Yuko can actually give you is to teleport immediately and then start casting her shield at the top of the screen. The reason that's really good is because this weapon normally has a 62 frame cooldown, but if it planks off of a shield, you can cast it again. So what you actually want to have happen optimally in Yuko fight is to have your meteors hit Yuko and then plank off her shield at the same time. And that lets you shoot the meteor again so that you can get faster hits in. And Aaron is being a mean face. Okay, so Yomu fight again. We're still not going to fight her with her weakness. We're going to fight her with her own weapon. Because, again, slowing time is slow. Just in case any of you were wondering. I did not want that health up, but whatever. Please kill her. Hero, I'm sorry I can't commentate as fast as I would like. I gotta learn the speed commentary strats. That's one more casting than I would have liked, but it's fine. Oh, I did not count my ball HP is, or my ball weapon energy is probably fine because I didn't spend a whole lot of it. That snowball attack is really annoying when Shirno does it because it blocks shots, so... I mean, you could walk behind her and then hit her from behind, but it would take so long to get back behind her that it's not really that great to do. 7, nice! Oh, I mean, oh no, I died! Okay, so, if you walked out through the teleporter there, then you would be teleported back to the teleporter room. And then you would have to ride this elevator, which then takes you to that teleporter, where I just ended up respawning. If you kill yourself when you've killed the 8th master, then the checkpoint has been set and you can just teleport to the next checkpoint. So in that case, it's actually really convenient that Reimu's balls do a lot of damage, because then it's really easy to die. Oh, and I skipped Kuro's favorite character, I'm sorry. But it's okay, because you still get to fight her anyway. Yeah, so... I just, like, keep getting caught up in things to talk about and then not talking about things that are currently happening. Yeah, so that is actually the main purpose of the time stop weapon in this run, is that when you use the time stop weapon, you can actually skip the boss trigger for both that and a boss fight here. So, before I go into this next door, I'm going to use the time stop weapon again. And there's supposed to be, you know, the capsule, the typical Wily capsule fight that we're supposed to fight in there. We're supposed to fight it in this room, and then it crash lands in this room, but here it's just sitting in the floor waiting for us. And then it turns into a mecha. By the way, time is coming up. Once this boss's HP hits 0, I will call time. This boss has really high defenses. The best weapons deal like 1 tick of damage, or 1.5 tick of damage. Time. If you fight her with the Buster, you will deal... Every 5 shots will deal 1 visible tick of damage on her HP meter. And if you fight her with the laser, every 10 shots will deal 1 visible tick of damage.
It looks like it was 36:53 currently.
Alright. Good run. I can be very happy with a 36 in a marathon.
was a solid run. The game tried its hardest to kill you.
It is 25 seconds off. 25 seconds off my PB. My PB and the fastest known time, 36:18.
So if you didn't know the lore, this entire game was Marissa wanted some books to read, but nobody wants to give Marissa books. So they had to go on a grand adventure and beat everyone up, because that's what you do in Gensokyo. You beat everyone up and then you take what you want and then you drink some fucking tea.
I'm very happy about that. That's a really good marathon run. Yeah. See you next Magic. All right. Well, that was MegaMari and the end of our second day Mega fan game block. And then up next, we got Sent, who's been commentating with me here on Final Fantasy Type 0 HD, and I will be sticking around for commentary on that as well.
We're basically just trading chairs.
Yeah. I don't want your chair. Did you replace your chair? I don't want your chair.
No, you have to sit in my chair now.
Oh no, why? All right. Oh, all right. So do I go ahead and cut?
Yeah, you can cut.
Oh yeah, he's talking to me in Discord and I'm not even reading it. I'm sorry. All right. Well, enjoy the final game of the marathon, guys.
Okay, I'm gonna need a minute to get set up, Hexpan. I was not preparing at all.
Not a problem. Not a problem. I'll just put on some music. So.
Oh no, delaying the marathon.
Yeah, no, really, really good run, Krimmy.
Yeah. Yeah, I was actually going to be happy with a 37, so 36 is good.
Yeah, no, you killed it. Okay, I'm going live to Code 1.
I totally didn't mention the raise in boss corridor spikes.
Oh yeah, the spikes where you have to just quit the game forever if you die to them.
Yeah.
It's over. Probably get off push talk now that I actually have to commentate and not just meme. Okay, I should be live on 1.
Yeah, I should probably get that open.